Hi! You thought I would have like learned my lesson from like Con where I was like, oh, I'm going to vlog the con a little bit better. I didn't learn shit, let's just be real. So, hi! A lot of you I know are very new, considering one of my videos from 6 months ago is suddenly blowing up for whatever effing reason, in which case I am Pico. That's what I go by on the internet. My name is just hidden for security reasons. So, I went to Animé Los Angeles, which if anyone knows me personally, that's a huge jump considering I'm based in the New England area, more specifically Connecticut and Massachusetts. So why is my crazy ass in the middle of a pandemic flying all the way to fucking Los Angeles? So let me take you in because there was a very important person I met at this con, and not to mention a very important event that I was in for this con. So strap yourselves in because we are in for a treat. I was supposed to go for 3 days. I was supposed to go for Thursday as Kotoko Tsugi, Friday as Monokuma, and Saturday as Ryoma. And there's a very specific reason why I chose this sort of cosplay lineup. You see, I didn't think I was being able to go to this con considering it's almost 3,000 miles away from where I live. Basically, my interest for this con started when Tergliafera, aka Gundam's terrific voice actor, announced on his TikTok that he's going to just announce the mock trial at ALA.
Have you ever wanted to be in a Danganronpa mock trial? Well, now you can. But I need your help. I can't just be Gundam Tanaka by myself during a mock trial. No, I need all of you. If you're going to Animé Los Angeles on January 8th, you have a chance to play your favorite character and voice act him just like me. The application process will be explained in the future. For right now, just share this with any of your friends that you want, and I cannot wait to see you there.
Now, I know that there was one in 2020, however, I wasn't a fan of Danganronpa at that point. I became a fan of Danganronpa in July of 2020, and this was, you know, pre-pandemic. So now, him announcing that again, instantly wanted to go, but, you know, it's across the country. How was I going to be able to make this work? But for some reason, I was able to make this work. I got my badge on the Black Friday sale. I got it for a whopping $69. I was supposed to go for just those 3 days. I got an all weekend one even though I didn't go Sunday. Basically, I got my shit, I got the badge, I got my hotel, which was over $700. Still salty about, but I was at least in walking proximity to the con. The day comes in. Thursday, January 6th, I have to pack my bag and head over to, for us, the Bradley International Airport. Now, the way there was pretty okay. Here's some videos because my mom, for some reason, wanted to film me. I don't know why. Freaking big. I guess. Everybody remember, flash photography is strictly mandatory. Basically, we were supposed to take a connecting flight. We were going from Hartford all the way to Charlotte, North Carolina. That was a pretty decent flight. It was an hour 50 minute. And then from there, we had to take our connecting flight for Charlotte, North Carolina to go to Los Angeles, California. That flight was about 5 hours. It was alright. I wish they had more than just cookies and water, because they had pretzels, but I can't eat the pretzels. So I had to settle on cookies, and I had like no time to eat. So pretty much, if you're trying to get yourself on a good diet without eating shit, try flying American Airlines. You're gonna lose those calories real quick. After that, we land in California about, I want to say 5:30, and we have to make our way to the taxis so that we can get from a taxi to the Hyatt hotel where I was staying. Let's just say that those taxis, they're kind of expensive. Now I understand why people would rather just use an Uber because our taxi ride was like $70. Thinking about that now, that's still really fucking crazy. We had to just cough up that much money, you know, already kind of on the bricks just trying to go to this con. We get there and it's maybe 6:30. My mom decides she wants to get a bite. I can't really fault her, but at this point I just wanted to get dressed and get to the con so I can get my registration so I won't have to get into the line the next day. That didn't happen. Basically, by the time my mom was finished eating, it was about 6:30, 6:45. We get to the hotel room, and I change into Kotoko Itsugi. And I try to make my way there, and by the time I am done, it is 8:30. When I go there, I get the message from security that registration closes at 8. Nobody told me about this. Thanks, Mom. So I had to, you know, walk my way back to the hotel, just sulking a bit, you know. So I had to, you know, just deal with it, go through the line on Friday. Now for Friday, I got up pretty early. I got ready into my Monokuma, which I upgraded from my previous version that I went for with AAC, but I wore a certain pair of heels. These ones. These are ankle killers and feet killers and everything in between. I went through the con, I waited in line, and everything was really, really nice. I got stopped for pictures quite a lot. I get to the line, I have to wait quite a while. I see some guys in like pink maid dresses, which I love that. Yes, get in that confidence. We need that nowadays. After a long wait, I finally get my badge, which I should probably show you what that looks like. This is my Animé Los Angeles badge. Will you focus? Yes, you can. As you can see, I was able to get my name on it, and this is one of the ribbon cons you can go to. I got a lot more ribbons, but I ended up giving them to somebody else who really needed the ribbons, considering her part in our little event, so I will get to that in a bit, but this is my badge. Pretty cool. Not gonna show you the back, but that was my badge. The wait for the badge was maybe 30 minutes, and I was just passing the time playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links because if anyone knows, I am a huge Yu-Gi-Oh! Nerd. I grew up with the series since I was a kid, and it's always very important to me, and one of my big cosplays is my favorite all-time character from Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is Primo from Yu-Gi-Oh! Fighties, which is a character every Yu-Gi-Oh! Enthusiast fucking forgot about. After Line Con, that wasn't too bad. So I go in, everything's good, but the exhibit hall or the dealer's hall isn't open yet. The con starts at 9. We get in at about 9:30. So I'm kind of wandering around, you know, waiting for the dealer's hall to open. Let's just say the line is so long that we kind of have to make a loop. We're playing Snake almost just to get in while making a path for other people to get by. It's really entertaining. So I go in and I meet this sweet dude in the line named Evan, who is my good friend, you know. We ended up talking. His uncle was there and we just talk about, you know, the character I was cosplaying and, you know, all that fun shit. And I ended up chilling with him the whole day. He was super nice. Once it opens, we go in. I don't know if I'll remember to do this, but here's everything I got that day. I bought a lot of shit. I spent over $300 just on merchandise. Someone needs to take my credit card away. But anyways, he was kind of resistant on spending, unlike me. He was like, I don't know if I want to spend all my money here. I don't know if I really want to do this. I just want posters. I don't know if I want that many. Needless to say, he caved at the end of the day because he was under my influence. It was fun. We wandered around, you know, chased some cosplayers. After, I think I want to say 10-ish, 11-ish, I was just chilling with him until that time because there was a panel that I was going to, you know, just watch. The main person I was there for was a familiar man named Tergliafera. He was doing this panel with a few other voice actors and a couple of directors, and it was relatively nice. Here's a little bit of the segment that I actually recorded. I didn't get too much because I was just too invested in the actual panel to record, but here's what I did get.
You know, it helps to turn your mics on before you actually try to do a sound check on them. Good morning, Animé Los Angeles 17. Give yourselves a round of applause for being here. It is Friday, still the morning technically, although we're getting towards the afternoon. My name is Andrew Giolandi. I am your program host for this morning's Voice Actors Roundtable session. I'm very excited to have you all here. It's just, again, great to see all of your faces with us as we navigate through Animé Los Angeles, The Return. And so we've got a fantastic panel of artists, of creators here. They're here to answer a couple of questions, hopefully questions from the audience as well. But we're here to just enjoy each other's company. Would that be a fair assessment?
Yeah.
Excellent, sure. Excellent. So, again, a huge thank you to everybody who is here on the panel. Again, we've all made it through a very challenging time. We'll use the word challenging, but again, just seeing everybody here is paramount, and again, you all deserve nothing but the best. So thank you all to our wonderful panel for being here. I would like to start just with a couple of introductions for our panel here. First off, this person deserves all the praise here. The Toastmaster, the accomplished director for Miraculous Tales of Ladybug Cat Noir, and Megaloboxy's the voice of Hugo in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. As stated, his goal is for you to have the best weekend ever. Need we say any more? The miraculous one himself, Ezra Weiss. Now here's the problem, because I knew you were going to be first, but my order's all out of order now, so I'm like, oh, gotta go. That's quite all right. Our recent addition, actually, thank you so much for joining us. They've been on shows such as the Mick, My Name is Earl, One Punch Man, Sailor Moon, Sailor Stars, Kakegururi. Give it up, Karina Becker. Oh, what is the biggest one? Because I literally just was like, Genshin Impact, oh my lord, yes. You see, I live under a rock sometimes, and we will actually, there we go, yes. Yeah, make sure that, test, 1, 2, 3, 4, perfect. Thank you so much, Karina. So, moving on is a voice actor slash comedian who has been in Grand Blue Fantasy Versus and Genshin Impact, as well as My Next Life as a Villainous, All Routes Lead to Doom, and Pokemon Masters EX, who also performs comedy at various conventions, including Fanime, Anime California, Anime Expo, and of course, Home Anime Los Angeles. He's also the host of Voice Wars, which gives fans and up-and-coming talent the chance to show their abilities off. Give it up for Aiden Rudd. You know,
it's also the next panel in this room after this one.
Aiden, I need you to not take away the material I'm about to use because I was going to pitch for you, but that's quite all right. Let me see, who do I have down there next? Our next one is a guest of honor slash voice actor, 600 characters in games, animation, and anime, Bato in Ghost in the Shell, the Joker in multiple Batman games, Raiden in Mortal Kombat, Ansem in Kingdom Hearts, Joseph Joestar in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Now, IMDb has rated him as one of the top 20 video game voice actors and top 20 anime actors of all time. GameCure has him as one of their top 10 video game voice actors. Number 1 in our hearts, Richard Epcar. Our next guest, another guest of honor, actress, voice actor, director, and writer who has voiced hundreds of characters in games, animation, and anime. A versatile performer who voiced Agatha in Pokemon Generations, Masaki Kurosaki in Bleach, and Haraway in Ghost in the Shell Innocence. She's also directed the dub of Star Wars into the Navajo language, and her children's book, It's Hard to Give a Butterfly a Hug, can be found on Amazon. A storied career deserving of all the hugs and awards. Give it up for Ellen Stern. Our next guest, another guest of honor slash voice actor who recently did Monster Hunter Rise as Fugen the Village Elder and Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne as Joji Hijiri. He is also the powerful fortune teller Abdul in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders. Fun fact, is also the voice double for Vin Diesel in the movie Fate of the Furious. You are always family to us, Chris Tergliafera. And rounding out our panel this morning, a guest of honor, a highly accomplished voice actor and musician in over 100 animated series, anime, and video games, including Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Legend of Korra, Gundam, Iron-Blooded Orphans, Attack on Titan, and Street Fighter. Also an accomplished Dungeons & Dragons enthusiast who hosted the Geek and Sundry show Starter Kit. A natural 20 in the business and critically acclaimed, whose music can be found as part of Final Fantasy XIV and also the recent release as one of the playable Spartans in Halo Infinite. Give it up, Jason Charles Miller. Our wonderful panel here. Again, thank you so much. Before we begin, just want to check in. How is everyone doing this morning? Is there anything you'd like to say to our wonderful audience before we get to some of our questions? And we can go down the line here again and keep it real quick.
Is this on? Yes. It's so hard to tell because the mask. So I just wanted to say I appreciate everybody being so safe and conscientious and masking up. And yeah, okay, here we go. Thank you. Thank you. I can't tell you how many nightmares I had last night about COVID. Just like I have COVID, I'm melting from COVID just from being here for one day. But when I wake up and I see that all the con-goers and the attendees are all being so conscientious, it really puts me at ease and it makes me feel even more comfortable to be here during a time which is a little bit iffy. So we're safe, you're safe, and I just love to be here with you all because we all enjoy doing conventions so much, just as much as you enjoy attending them and seeing your friends and being reunited. So I just wanted to say I really do appreciate it and keep up the good mask work.
Yeah.
Woo!
Thanks for being safe. I think nothing else to say on that. Great job masking up. Shameless plug, tomorrow I'll be having my labor of love, the Danganronpa mock trial at 2 p.m. Some people didn't know about it, but it's like we're gonna have a bunch of people all in cosplay, your favorite Danganronpa characters. It's a whole new trial we made up, and yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I hope y'all see it.
Woo! So, laughed, you know, we just sat in silence while they, you know, explained things. And when we got to the questions, there's a few really good questions out there. Mainly, like, how did the pandemic affect you? How did it affect your job? How did it affect everything? What's it like, you know, recording from your room now rather than going to a studio? Like, you know, all those questions. I was thinking about asking a question, but I didn't really have one in mind, so I kind of just skedoodled, and just kind of brushed it over to the side. I was gonna ask Chris something, or more specifically voice actors. But before I could really think about it, the best part of the entire panel comes on. The fire alarm. For some reason, the fire alarm goes off. And it's like the dullest alarm you could hear, but it's just like the tiniest things. It almost sounds like it's dying a little bit, like, hey, there's a fire. You might want to leave. That kind of vibe. So at first we didn't even realize it was going off, and then eventually we got the word out, okay, we need to evacuate. I didn't have to leave the con. They just said I could just stay near the doors but don't go farther in the con, so I was like cool with that, because everyone else had to go through security again, which I was so happy I did not need it to.
Wow.
After I think 5-ish minutes or so, we got the okay, everything's good, it was probably just a malfunction with the alarm, you guys can go in now. And then I see Chris kind of coming out. I'm like going to go back in the panel, and I see everybody going out, and I'm like, is the panel like done? Are we still doing it? And Chris said like, yeah, they just kind of went like this, so panel's off pretty much. I was gonna ask a question, but I felt it was a bad time considering he's talking to the directors and the voice actors, and I didn't want to interrupt him or anything like that. I thought it was just an not appropriate time, so I was gonna talk to him later. So afterwards I decided to go back to my hotel room because the dishonorable mention of shoes from earlier completely ripped apart my feet. Basically, I had this weird sensation that it felt like my toes were bleeding. And then on further inspection, it turns out my toes were in fact bleeding. And I only wore them for 4 hours, by the way. So I go home, go to the hotel, and I change it to my guest boots. And I meet Evan kind of just walking around, because outside of the con, in walking distance, there's a few restaurants, and then there's like an outlet mall. So you have like a Hot Topic that I actually went to. You have like a Levi's, a giant Cinemark. Just the big stores you can think of were literally right across the street. So I go walking down, and I go with him to the Hot Topic, which here's the picture that they caught of me in my rawest form. And of course I forgot to take off my glasses. But he was just showing me around, talking to me about Long Beach. You know, we heard some people complaining that it was way too cold, even though it was 50s, 60s out, in which try and live over here. Just try it. I want to see how far you get. He's just talking to me around, you know, explaining, oh, this is as cold as it gets. The highest it gets is like 70s, 80s. We'll walk a little bit near the boats. I end up taking pictures as Monica. Here's what they are. Thank you, Evan, for capturing the nice shots here. So once we do that, we kind of make our way back to the con, and at 3 to 4 o'clock, there was a signing from Tergliafera. The line was pretty lengthy. I talked to a few people there. Once I get to the line, it's just to get a signing for Tergliafera. Here's some of the pictures I got. I had to inform him that, you know, hey, do you recognize me? I'm that weird bitch that tells you to say all these weird shit and then post it on the internet. You know, I'm that weird Gundam stan. Recognize me, asked me how my flight was, which was pretty okay. Just wished on my diet wasn't just, you know, water, soda, and cookies. After that, Tergliafera's good friend Morgan Marquette, which is, I can say that he's now my friend too. He was walking around as Springtrap from Five Nights at Freddy's that he built with his roommate in a month. In a month, he built this. How? I get a picture, everything's cool. There was another cosplayer there who was Raiden, or Jack, from Metal Gear Solid Rising Revengeance, which Evan could tell you himself. I chased that man from one end of the dealer hall to the other, just so I could get a picture, because he was that cool. And here's some of the other cool cosplayers I caught that day. We end up shopping a bit more, end up going to this particular artist who was selling like these really cool prints that he made for like My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, all this shit, and there were some holographic ones for like Attack on Titan. And he, as just, you know, a souvenir from Long Beach, got me this one, which I, like, at first I was losing my shit with this one, because I can't take a picture of this. I just have to, like, show you, because I need to make sure this doesn't dust this. Like, holy shit. Do you see how it changes? But, like, it's so cool. So I still haven't figured out a place to put this, but yeah, this is literally incredible. I don't remember the artist's name, but you were super talented. And apparently Evan told such a good story that the artist literally threw 2 prints on the house, which he did not need to do that at all. And this was, by the way, near closing time. So he had to make his decisions quick. So Evan ended up letting me pick another print, which I chose this Himiko Toga one. After the dealer's hall closes, we're wondering like, okay, what do we do? So my idea was to go see the Waifu Wars panel, and it was a pretty good panel. You know what my favorite part of the panel was? The fire alarm. It goes off again just a couple minutes before the panel is supposed to start. We didn't have to evacuate this time because at this point we all knew it was just a malfunction with the fire alarms. There was nobody meddling with it, there was no fire obviously. And by the time they could get that settled, it's about 7, a little past 7, 7:03 if I remember correctly. And all of a sudden we hear from the main guy, he said, we can't find the panelists, so we have to shut down the panel. All of us are freaking out because I really wanted to see how this would go. Some of us even volunteered to argue in defense of our waifus, but unfortunately they didn't let us do that and they just shut the panel down, which sucked. But afterwards we were just kind of making our way. We ended up going to the tabletop gaming section and we ended up playing Cards Against Humanity, which was really nice. And then after, I think about 10:30, I call it a night. And that's the last I see of Evan. Go follow Evan, he's really cool. So that was my Friday, which was really nice. And then Saturday rolls in, which is the big day. I'm going as Ryoma, which I, fixed the wig. I got a better fitting cosplay because the other one that I had for ConnectiCon was actually too small for me. I didn't have to go through LineCon this time, which was really nice. I go in, and at first I'm with this cosplay. She was cosplaying some character from Identity V. If I can find the picture, I will put it in. I've never played Identity V. I was wandering with them for a little bit. I ended up losing track of this cosplayer, which sucks. So after I get out of there, just trying to figure out what to do, I end up finding a cosplayer. A Gundham cosplayer who pointed me out, asked for a selfie, everything's cool. His name's Don. I'm gonna say we're friends and leave it at that. I'm sure the second I go into specifics, the YouTube algorithm gods are gonna throw this video into the gutters. I can't talk about this. I ended up offering to be his walking buddy because it seemed like he was just wandering around, which he kind of was, but he had friends with him. We go back to the dealer's hall and we just talk. Apparently this man traveled from Canada to be there, which is interesting. His flight was not that bad because apparently he went to Vegas like the week before, so his flight was only 3 hours versus my flight being a whopping 7. But I mean, his friends, they're all cool. We all talk. Everything's nice.
And now, the funniest thing you've ever seen from really far away.
Hi. It seems that I, once again, have screwed up royally and forgotten some extra details, so let me fill you in real quick. On Saturday, I want to say maybe 10, 11, when a little bit after Dawn had stopped me, these two very important filming crew members kind of stopped us and asked for an interview, which was very interesting. We did it. It was a very, neutral questions like how's the con? What's your personal connection to the character you're cosplaying? What character are you cosplaying? Things like that. Except this was to be broadcast to the Philippines, which is rather interesting to say the least. Dawn even said, I don't know why the Philippines wants to hear about conventions in America, but apparently there's an interest for that over there. At this point, I haven't emailed the guy yet because I keep forgetting to, but if I can and he gets me the interview, this is what it pretty much is. So yeah, that is one detail I actually forgot to leave out. My bad. So yeah, I don't think I'm forgetting anything else as of right now, but yeah, that's what I forgot, and back to the video. Just walking around through the dealer's hall, I find a Sonia cosplayer in the distance. So I'm like, hey Dawn, there's a Sonia, you're Gundham. Do you want to go approach? And we kind of follow her a bit. It turns out this is Caroline. We see a Ryoma next to her, which is our Sam. And it turns out these were the same people that were in the mock trial that I was on rehearsals with. And we end up just sitting down talking. And then about at 1:45, we have to make our way to the panel because that's the time that they told us to go in. And Dawn was like, can you sneak me in? I don't want to go through the line because the line was very big. And we're just kind of like, sorry, we can't sneak you in. We're gonna have to go, just wait for us. Anyway, she didn't even know if he was gonna stay for the whole panel because here's a little thing about international travel, folks. You see, with the new guidelines, thanks to COVID-19, you have to go through COVID tests if you want to go internationally. And basically, he got a COVID test at the airport, he said, and then just to get back into the country, it turns out that they don't accept that COVID test, so he has to drive 20 minutes out to get this very specific COVID test to be let back in to his home country of Canada. He didn't even know if he was gonna make it, but it turns out the location was closer than he thought, so he was able to stay for the whole panel, which, by the way, the crowd for the panel was fucking huge. Look at this shit!
Oh, man. Okay, cool. Oh, man. Okay, cool.
What am I supposed to do with this many people watching me perform all my stupid ass Miu line? Which, it took me a while, but there's John right over there. You don't see him? I'll point him out for you. He's right over there. You don't know how long it took me to find him. But yeah, we have to go to the back, and we get handed these really nice binders. These binders, which have the script in them, I'm not gonna show them. Chris decided to autograph it, say thanks for the good work, all the good stuff, and I will cherish this forever because this was such a huge opportunity that I didn't even know if I was gonna be able to go to. We're talking, everything's cool. We have quite a few cosplayers on our side. Some didn't cosplay, which was not a requirement to be a part of the panel. We go to the panel. It was a blast. Our Maki recorded the whole thing, but that's only for us. We're not allowed to like share the whole thing, so I can give you a few clips of the good parts. Here we go.
I'll get to that in a moment, but right now, we're gonna have 15 students from Post Peak Academy. In fact, let's bring them out right now. And we have Ibuki, Maki, Ryoma, Nagito, Kirumi, Byakuya, Sonia, Miyu, Chihiro, Mondo, Gonta, and we have Kiyo leading up Monokuma. Let's see. We lost our Chiaki and our Gonta and our, what was the other one? Kyoko. So we had some people bravely step up, but they're not in cosplay. So for the purposes of this event, this is Kyoko. Who is this, everybody?
Kyoko!
Perfect. And Chiaki, where are you? And there, right there, that's our Chiaki. Say hi, Chiaki.
Hi, Chiaki.
And Gonta, oh, we got the bodybuilder. We're never gonna All right.
I found it boring myself.
Boring? It's so fun here! Not only is everyone super rad and fun to party with, but I've been collecting these things called badge ribbons. Look how many I have! They're so cool! Ibuki loves it here!
I actually kind of agree with little Miss Pughair over there. So many people were all over me, but I guess that's just how life is for the gorgeous big boob geniuses like me.
Gonta agrees with Ibuki too. Very well. What is that device anyway?
Looks like a short version of stilts to me.
You mean like braces?
Ooh, I know! Let me put them on my feet and I'll test them out! To be sure.
Hey, wait a damn minute. That's one of my inventions. That one was stolen.
Stolen?
Yeah, I discovered one of my inventions was missing after I went to prop check. This proves my theory that it really was stolen. The hell? Which one of you stupid virgins took it seriously gonna pay?
Neo, I'd like to ask about your experience at prop check. But first, it would be more important to know what this device is. What does it do and how does it work?
Easy. They're hydraulic leg enhancements. Strap them on, pull the cord on the side like a lawnmower, and they suit you up real tall. Only problem is they're sort of broken at the moment.
They're broken?
Yeah, they had a glitch where they shot you up too fast and too high, so sure, they worked, but not exactly how I intended. They were a work in progress for now.
Honestly though, it would be like getting kicked in the head by a horse.
How unfortunate that your invention turned out to be so deadly. Although I suppose it'd be a good thing for the killer.
How fast did a leg shoot out, Neo?
Oh, they were fast as hell. That's why they were still being tested. They needed to be more slow and steady, not shoot out sporadically like some first timers' poor attempt at being with the girl. It's all about proper pacing, you know what I'm saying?
The goddess of fate is truly sadistic to place this defiled succubus anywhere near me.
Oh, you like me? You want a little piece of me? Ultimate breeder.
Okay then, if that's really what your answer is going to be, I was in the masquerade room as a judge.
A judge?
Where else would I be in this foolish establishment? Everything else is beneath me. If people are really going to try and say that they have talent in creating those so-called cosplays, then I might as well be the judge of that. That's what I was all
Now then, Neo, I want to go back to the fact you said your invention was stolen at prop check.
Like I said, I got stuck on concept having to pull out all my inventions for staff to look at. It was crap! I was there for over an hour. Does no one realize just how many items I had to pull out of me? Practically getting a privacy curtain for some of the things I had to grab.
When was this?
I must have shown up to the table at around 1:15 p.m. And it wasn't until after the staff was done looking at everything, around 2:15 p.m., that I noticed the leg braces were gone. I notified staff at that point.
I can confirm the Enchantress's plea as well. I was at the table of magical alignment too, and saw her around 1:25 p.m.
Gonta, may I ask what you were doing at prop check?
Checking a weapon, obviously.
But you don't appear to have anything worth checking.
What? A blasphemous claim! I would have expected better from the so-called ultimate assassin. You're really meaning to tell me that you couldn't discern the high levels of imperilment on this entire gathering from my 4 dark favors of destruction?
You checked your damn hamsters?
Of course I did! I should have expected you low-tiered mortals to misread their power. However, I still stand astounded when even the Clown Prince of Lies was able to detect their danger level. I was with Sonia.
Yes, we've established that.
That's all you need to know.
Are you serious right now?
Hey, wait a minute. Were you today getting all hot and heavy and you just don't want to admit it?
No!
You totally were, weren't you? That's why you don't want to admit exactly what you were doing.
That is absurd! I would never do such a private matter in public! This is getting a little embarrassing. Can we just prevent Gundam's alibi and move on? Gundam, you must tell the truth!
Fine. I was getting an autograph.
An autograph?
Yes. I would not have gotten it had my Davis not wanted it. For some reason, they were stirred into a frenzy over some guy named Chris Tergliafera. Tergliafera! His namesake alone caused me to sneer. What kind of a man with such a ridiculous name would be worthy of my presence, let alone being graced with an act of groveling for some mediocre penmanship? All he did was just put his hair up, then down, up, then down. Ugh. What a pathetic existence he proved out to be. There wasn't even a line for him. Ugh. What my Davis see in him, I'll never know.
Seems like a nice guy to me. I gotta say, I'm surprised that you're this irritated over it, Gundam.
Irritation doesn't even scratch at the surface. Who cares about a guy that supposedly voice acted in something 9 whole years ago? His entire existence is based off one role. Even if the character is fictional, I still pity whatever creature he voiced. Regardless, now we know the truth. Defiling my creed for the sake of my daughters.
Can you prove you got the autograph? We have the proof. Show Coyote and let her confirm this is truly Chris's autograph.
Coyote, a signed print is coming around in front of you. Can you confirm that this is Chris's autograph? Shout yes if you think this is Chris Tergliafera's signature.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Who says it? The yeses have it.
It's time for Coyote to flip that. Who here among us is around 5 feet in height?
All right. Who? Sounds kind of sus, Byakuya. I never. Morgan, did you put that on the script on purpose? I know. I should ask that later, not in the middle of the show.
As I had said before, though, I was in the gaming hall all day. I love Among Us. I never spoke with Fritzy. She's right. Thank you, Mondo. Shipping aside, I already said don't shut your mouth and I'll shut it for you.
Holy smokes! Caught red-handed!
Not even the all-seeing eye could have predicted this.
Damn, you can't slice your dice any other way. Mondo, you're totally screwed. By who? Debatable.
Hey, you're about to see a photograph come around front.
take a look at it, don't say anything. But as you take a look, would you kindly take a look at it and see if you notice anything in the background that could be useful to the tribe? All right, does anyone see anything in there? All right, on the count of three, shout what you see. 1, 2, 3.
Nagito.
That's
and
right,
Freddy.
Nagito.
But it was an accident.
An accident? Bullshit!
When Chihiro ran into me.
As you can see, it was a very, very fun panel. I had such a blast doing it, even though I butchered a couple of lines and then added my own special shit. After that was done, Dawn had to like kind of leave. After the mock trial, I went to Chris again because they were doing signings, and I got this picture with Chris, and I got another sign. Dawn was actually considering going, but he had to like kind of cut it so that he could get the COVID test. He's like, I don't want to get anything, I just want to talk to him, because once our panel came on and he was coming over to us to meet me and Caroline, he went to Chris, he's like, you make really good impressions of me. I wish I had that confidence. I don't. But he had to like cut it and leave. Afterwards, it's just me and Caroline kind of talking about, because it turns out our Kyoko, who is cosplaying for Kiyo, I was actually organizing a Danganronpa cosplay meet. However, she organized this during the time that it would coincide with the mock trial. So fortunately, I was able to talk with her, and she postponed it to 6:30 at the front stairs, which not many people came because of the time change, but we still had a very fun little group. Most of it was just us from the mock trial. At this point, I'm just wandering with Caroline, just talking to her. She sadly has to leave at about 5 because her parents were taking her and she had to leave to avoid traffic. Meanwhile, Morgan was gonna have a screenshot photo shoot at 5 at his hotel room, which was actually only a few floors above me, which was kind of interesting. So here's a couple clips and stuff from the hotel session that kind of crashed. He thought I wasn't being serious, and then when he got there, he's like, oh, I didn't know you were being serious. I would have given you my hotel room. We go from there. He was with this really nice photographer named Jet. He was really cool. And after that's done, we end up going back to the con, which we encountered a lovely thing called standing con. Basically, you just stand and everyone says like, hey, can I get a picture? Hey, can I get a picture? Hey, can I get a picture? Because his cosplay looks so cool. Like, why wouldn't you want a picture? By the way, during standing con, I was able to get another picture with Morgan. Here's what it is. I basically said, hey, going for the kill. You're William Afton. Do whatever you want. Me being low-key terrified of whatever that is. I run into Dawn again and I let him know, hey, the cosplay meet is gonna be at the front stairs in like a half hour. Once that time comes in, it is me and our Gonta, who was cosplaying Teruteru and is a good friend of Morgan. We all go to the front stairs because, you know, photo shoot time. There was this kid there. They were talking so much shit to Dawn, insulting Gundham, saying, oh, I killed the hamsters, I ate the hamsters, like Sonia's only into you because of the hamsters, she doesn't really give a shit about you. Afterwards, apparently my presence, because mind you, I'm using my Gundham Ida bag, which this is what it looks like. Me just talking about Gundham and everything and him being there, apparently it turned him into a Gundham simp. Who knew that the kid that could talk so much shit ends up becoming a fan? When have I not seen that before? But here's something interesting that they asked me to capture.
You like people, you should meet him. They'll turn your
Alright,
real fast.
Oliver, do your thing!
You should meet Byakuya.
Fine.
They'll turn your life
I,
real fast.
Ollie, fucking surrender. I hate you, but you surrender. But I love you all at the same time and I surrender.
Do you still love all humans after meeting this kid?
No, I hate humans.
As you can see, very funny. But the pictures are very nice. The gathering was super cool, and we had some little trivia afterwards, and I get the special request to go up with Dawn, because if anyone doesn't know, I ship Miyu and Gundham. I go up and I do a Sonia pose with them, which is like this, and at this point, because they say change pose, which we didn't have this in Connecticut, we just had to do one pose each, because there was quite a lot of us. Here we were able to change poses. So I said, hey Dawn, do you have an idea on what to do? Because I don't. Do you have an idea on what pose to do? He comes up with a fucking bridal dip. He goes in, secures me from the back, and dips me all the way back. Which I can't go all the way back because, mind you, I have scoliosis. So at this point, I'm just kind of lingering there. He's reassuring me like, I got you, don't worry. I'm like, okay, just everybody take it quickly because my spine's gonna break in half. But it was so cute. He ended up doing this with a few other people because after this point, everyone wanted to do it with him.
I love this! Self-care. Letting yourself enjoy your favorite shit. It's so fun!
Here's some of the other pictures we got, by the way. Really cool. Afterwards, we were just talking, and apparently Oliver knew how to waltz, which they tried to teach me and I failed miserably. And apparently Dawn knew, so Dawn was able to teach me.
Neil, please keep us PG-13.
Back to the split.
That is gonna end.
Oh shit! You want to take it? And they were skipping right through that.
Have you ever been Gundham before?
To your left. Left. The 3 right and the left. Yeah. We're not leaving? No. Yeah, that's the whole. Where's me? Left. Left.
We're walking into
Left.
I got it!
Right. There you go, and then after that one. Yep. You get a picture apparently?
As you can see, I butchered quite a lot. I'm still working my way towards TikTok dancing and all that fun shit, so you're gonna have to work with me. But I made it work at the end, and as you can see, he's quite a good dancer. And apparently after that, he gave so many dances that he lost count. And afterwards, I kind of disperse. I go with our lovely Gonta, but we go with her to go back to Morgan and everyone else because we're going to initially Chili's, later Alpha Steakhouse for some dinner. And I hadn't eaten anything since breakfast, so that was nice. This at this point is like about 8-ish. But initially, I am so sick of wearing my Miyu cosplay because I wore those heels for more than 12 hours. So at this point, like, even Chihiro was like, is she okay? Because I was limping to make my way back to the hotel. So I ended up changing into Kotoku Utsugi. I ended up meeting Morgan and everyone else. After that, this is about 10-ish, I go and I text Dawn. I'm like, hey Dawn, where are you in the con? And basically, he was in the 18+ rave party.
I had a friend who really likes going to dances. He just like dancing somewhere.
He's like, oh, I'm in the whatever the fuck it's called. Spoiler alert, it's really bad dancing. And I'm like, hey, we can badly dance together. So we do that. It's fun. He had like 3 single white man dance moves. And there was a girl who was with us. I want to say her name is Violet. But we were talking, we were dancing. It was kind of cool. In which I try to pull off this particular TikTok dance. I'm not going to play the audio because I'm pretty sure it's copyrighted. But this is what the dance is supposed to look like. I try to do this, but bear in mind my ankles were killing me all day because I had the ankle killers and feet killers from Monica from the day before and the Miyu ones. So my feet were just in terrible fucking shape, and basically try to imagine that and me trying to pull off this dance. I obviously asked Violet and Dawn to, you know, hype me up at least. I'm waiting for the sick beat drop. I managed to try my best. It wasn't that bad. I will do a much better one for you, Dawn. Don't worry. I owe you that one at least. But at this point, it's like 1:10 about there, and I informed him that I'm supposed to actually, like, you know, go to bed and then get up at 3 so I could leave the hotel room at 5. That I didn't do. He was just telling me to leave, you know, be responsible. And in his fancy words, he tells me, go pack your bags and get the fuck out. He goes back to Violet, and I go back to my hotel room and try to pack, and then, you know, I kind of slam dunked my way back to bed. I go to bed at like 2:30, wake up at 5. We have to leave at almost 6 because our Uber had to leave at about 5:50 so that we could get back to the airport at about like 6:30, which the Uber turned out to be much cheaper than the airplane taxi. I wonder fucking why. We go back. When I got there, something interesting happened. So basically, when we got there, we were supposed to depart at about 7:30 so that we could get to our flight, have a couple hours to chill in North Carolina, and then board to go back to Hartford. Someone comes on the intercom when we're going in. He's like, hey, this is the first time I've had to make this announcement in my entire 34-year career. The pilot decided not to show up, which leaves the airport panicking. They're like, okay, we need to find a replacement pilot. but he's not gonna be able to come in until about like 8:30, so you're gonna have to just wait here for an hour, or so sorry. At this point, maybe an hour passes. I'm just trying to kill time by like going on Instagram because I didn't put my phone on airplane mode yet because we weren't taken off yet. I hear from somebody else saying, hey, like, we don't even know when we're gonna get on. We're still waiting for the pilot. If we can get out to the air by 9, we'll be lucky. So I was like, please just cancel the flight. Please cancel the flight so I could go back and go as Konako and go bother Dawn again. That didn't happen. The pilot comes in at 9. We fly. We go to North Carolina. By the way, the flight was so delayed. In fact, we had literally 20 minutes to board to get our asses on the plane and leave. That's how delayed the flight was. After that, we end up coming home. For our time in New England, it was like 6-ish, 6:30-ish when we got back because I had to go to work the next day. So that was ALA 17. It was a very fun con that I, you know, like I said, I traveled just about 3,000 miles for. Kind of insane. And I cannot wait to go back in August for Connect-A-Con Long Beach. I am definitely gonna go back because it was so nice over there. I loved the atmosphere. I wish I was able to explore the area a bit more. And yeah, I will say everyone there, like I said, was super sweet, super friendly. I was able to make friends pretty easily. I will say quickly, my next con plans, I'm going to a lot more cons. I'm trying to start making my own cosplays, and this is what the schedule is looking like so far. So if any of you are going to these cons, just let me know. Maybe we could be con buddies. Who knows? But yeah, that's pretty much my con. It was very nice, like I said, and I'm so very grateful to be a part of the mock trial. Once again, thank you so much, Tergliafera, for casting me as Miyu. I did not even know if I was gonna be able to go in. It will forever be something that I hold very near and dear to me. That was my con, and I cannot wait to go to many more. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!